afternoon, Sal. It's great to be with you again. And the sun's shining, which is awesome.
Man, I know. It's chilly. Beautiful mornings, hey. It's really, really crisp, but beautiful, stunning. This COVID thing the environment is loving it. The sky is blue. The waters are just absolutely crystal clear. Loving my walks in the morning, particularly when it's really a bit chilly. Just love it. Fueling my soul, Harry, fueling my soul. Lots of joy.
I love it when it's cold in the morning. I open the curtains, I snuggle up in bed and I have my coffee.
Well, I spent a lot of time in Canberra over the last couple of years, particularly during winter, and you had always pointed out how blue and beautiful the skies were. But now with this pollution, we're experiencing that in Melbourne too, and I'm just in love with nature, totally in love, loving it.
Yeah, we've got beautiful clouds today. Yeah. And we had lots of rain over the weekend, so that was cool.
Oh, good. Yeah, you guys hardly have rain in winter, do you? It's often quite dry.
Don't have much rain in summer. It's
I know.
dry place.
Man, very, very, very dry when I was there last year. Yeah, one big thing.
So today, I'm not going to say what the topic is, but instead I'm going to leave a hint. My dear father, gave me some awesome advice on the eve of my marriage. Mm-hmm. And he said this to me: a tree survives in the wind only because it bends. If it were rigid, it would snap in the first strong gust. Mm. And what's happening to a lot of people in COVID is they're snapping.
Yep.
They cannot cope with the change. They cannot cope with the stress. Mm-hmm. So today's topic is...
the big R word, resilience. Bring it on.
Exactly.
One of my all-time favourite topics. I love resilience. I love it. I love it. It's just like stepping into that pillar of strength, just being resilient. I love it. I'm attracted to resilient people, that can just really cope. And can you repeat that again? Because you have told me that saying, your father's words before you got married a few times. I really
I'll send it to you. I'll cut and paste it out of a printed version. Yeah.
Because it's all about not crumbling under pressure, withstanding the storm, riding that.
No, it's not. It's not about crumbling is what a piece of granite would do.
Yep.
It's actually flexing.
Yeah, being malleable.
Flexing.
Yep.
Flexing.
Not breaking.
It's like a mobile. I've actually got a Japanese mobile on top of my Mac. Now, it's about doing this and knowing.
Yep. Well, I call it riding the wave, going with the flow. Is it, staying on?
Yes, it is.
Not falling.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So one of the things that I think underpins resilience is having a meaningful goal in life.
Right, okay, yep.
If you don't have that, if you have kind of a hollow objective, oh dear, it's fallen off. And oh dear.
You're a character,
Oh dear, we've got a bit of problems. Oh dear.
Nice place up there.
We've got a few problems.
Oh dear. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Cry?
If you don't have a meaningful goal, lots of people come to some understanding that money doesn't make you happy.
No.
So if you've got a materialist goal, and then, I don't know, something happens, the firm goes broke or whatever, your marriage goes broke or the city burns down, then you're left with something that's meaningless.
Yeah.
But if you've got a meaningful goal, you've still got that.
Yeah. Keeping your eye on the prize, but I like that it's meaningful, And I think, money just only causes trouble, when it's all focused around the financial aspect. But that's another thing. Now, resilience, I love it. Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is that I think it's really good to be creative.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can think, solutions out of the box.
Yep.
And if you do that, it'll sustain you to get through rough times because you're going to be creative. Well, like for example, when I lost my car park under the building here, and I had to park Well, I don't at the moment because the parking inspectors are still on holiday because they're scared. But normal times, I've got to park away from the building.
Yep.
So getting creative about my response to that is, well, I can walk for 10 minutes and get fitter.
Yep.
Get my vitamin D in.
Yeah. I just had a
So
client before. It was exactly that conversation. Struggling with exercise, and it's just like just little simple things like walking instead of driving in the car, and it's around the block. It's just little things. Absolutely.
Great. And then the third thing is just, I call it guts. Fail fast.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of those all-time sayings, right? Fail fast.
Yes.
Absolutely. Fall on your face and learn from your experience. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and bloody well keep on going.
And this will stretch you. You'll expand. And then, if you fail fast and have meaningful goals, it will allow you to sprout new skills.
Sprout new skills. I love it. You're going in palette again. Sprout new skills, Harry. Always the gardener. And is that your model?
And then you get, that's my model. And then you get resilience. So resilience is the ability to adapt to stressful events and bounce back. That's what resilience is.
Right. I love resilience. Brené Brown, I'm right into her. Face your fears and do it anyway. Courage of vulnerability. It's being vulnerable is also a strength. So resilience is about being strong. So it's allowing yourself to get that balance between resilience and vulnerability, because vulnerability, as I said, is strength. So allowing yourself to ask for help when you need it sometimes, and not always having to be in control, and ability to learn, because that vulnerability is more of that female energy. It's that intuition, it's that gut, that internal knowing, and allowing to tap into that sometimes and taking a risk. But I've got to... Yeah, go on.
But within limits. So you can be vulnerable when it's safe, when you know you won't be attacked.
Yeah, you're measured, yeah.
Yeah. So don't be over vulnerable when you're not feeling safe. That's not a good idea. Yes,
absolutely, Harry. Good point.
Yeah.
Measured risk taking. So my model, I've got it here. I can't really see it. 3 of them. We've got 3. Is that called a Venn diagram? 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, so in one, we've got courage, which is what I was just talking about, Brené Brown. Face your fears and do it anyway. The second one is character. Don't get bogged down by others' opinions and expectations. Be comfortable in your own skin. Have a strong character. And then the third one is capable. Have that capability to get shit done. Rise above the fears and just do it. Deliver on the goods. And so when you've got the courage and the character and you're being capable, then overall you'll be more resilient. I haven't done the little petals on the inside, but it's all linking into all these things that I bang on about all the time. Implementing healthy boundaries, learning to say no more often. Get up, dust yourself off and keep going. We all get knocked down, and it's all a choice. We can choose to go into the pity party, be the Debbie Downer, or rise above it, say, okay, I've learned from that, but I'm moving forward.
I had a really interesting experience a couple of weeks ago where a client came in with a very difficult client. Anyway, the client in the end ended just screaming, wanting to go home. Wasn't able to do much with the child. I did lots of work with the mum. Yep. Anyway, so the mum left without paying. She told me as the child was melting down that she'd empowered the child with this instruction before the child came in to see me. If you don't like anything that Harry asks you to do, you don't have to do it. So I was really annoyed about this. I was a bit upset. The receptionist got upset. And then I let it sit for a week. And then I went back to the receptionist and said, I want you to ring that mother and tell her, first of all, ask her if she's coming back. And secondly, if she's not coming back, tell her there's a charge. And it'll be this. The receptionist did that, came back and said, look, I asked her the questions. She wasn't sure. Maybe she needed to come and see me. But I didn't ask her about the money. I said, okay, that's fine. That's what you're going to do now. You're going to go back and ring her up and ask her about the money. because I felt that that was the right thing to do. It was, I got really upset about it all, but I got upset because there was something out of whack.
Yeah, yeah.
So in the end, she did that. She ended up feeling better. The mum felt good after the conversation. I felt good. Yeah. So it's not always easy.
No, it's not easy at all. And that's where you've got to pull on your big girl undies or your big boy undies and pull them right up and then, face your fears and just say it.
Didn't think about that. Oh, my goodness. Like that, you mean?
You are hilarious, Harry High Pants, pulling them right up. Watch your voice. But,
Might get a wedgie.
You're hilarious. I don't know. I just love resilient people because it's not easy, as you say. It's something that I've had to grow into. It aligns with confidence as well. Really feeling confident, but also particularly as we're going through this isolation or coming out the other side, the resilience to deal with everyday issues that are hitting us, particularly with as we're going further, the financial flow-on effect and oh my gosh, and the depression, and it's just like getting through it. And I've got to say, I just got hit with this pang of like, oh, holy shit, not again, with Melbourne having these further outbreaks. I thought we were just coming through the other side and now we're going backwards. I'm going, step into your resilience because it's just starting to get me down a bit. At school holidays was really looking forward to nicking off to somewhere warm, possibly Queensland. Well, that's been dead and buried. It's like, oh no, goodness. So, weathering that storm again, riding that wave in my terms, or if you say being malleable and going with it, bending with it. But it really is a time for us to really dig deep and find that resilience within ourselves and, that strength of character. And I really think a lot of it is don't get bogged down by other people's opinions and expectations because it's often people that don't fear being resilient themselves or stepping into their power and strength that can try to put us off because it triggers stuff within themselves, looking within the mirror. It's like, yeah, that's their issue, but they're projecting it onto other people. So, if you can rise above that and give it a go.
Yeah, and that's a good segue into my 3 top tips for today.
Oh, Harry's top
and
tip.
Yeah. The first one is act out of courage, not fear.
Yeah, love it. Yep.
Second one is adopt self-responsibility, so you're not going to blame anybody else for where you end up.
Yep.
And the third is, and this is very topical, actively connect with others. Because you're coming along to networking again this week, Sally.
I found a new little niche for me, networking at breakfast. I've got my big list of, I'd really love that to get that started in Melbourne because of geographically everyone's located, not that close. And with our traffic and all those dilemmas, it provides an opportunity to bring people together without having to be stuck in traffic, and you can be in different regions and you can be out in the country or whatever. I mean, I'm attending one that's traditionally Canberra based, but, extending it out. So it provides the opportunity to meet other people. And, with the work that I do online, it's borderless. I've clients all around the world and it's just awesome. So, yeah, I really love this topic because it's something that I just, we both love.
I've got, do you have any tips this week, Sally?
No, but I can bring them off the top of your head. But when you say actively connect, so do you mean like, get out with other communities and,
I mean, over your life, build an active network around you.
Yeah.
Actively keep it alive so that when you hit rough times, you can talk to somebody about what you're going through.
Yep. Communication is key. Communication and community.
So you have some people around you that you can talk to them about anything.
Yep. Super.
And whether it's your family or whether it's a social group or a sporting group or a spiritual group or a church or whatever it is, a hiking group, just get yourself some connections. And it's not something you can do overnight. It's a lifelong thing.
So having a look at the top tips just off the top of my head would be first one, find the courage, face your fears and do it anyway. To get that balance where you can be vulnerable and resilient, get the balance right so you're not stepping too much into that male energy, you can balance with the female energy. And 3, and I think this is a really big one, is don't be misguided or put off by other people's views, opinions and expectations, because that is a huge killer of people. It's just like, they're not getting, they're feeling unsupported or getting tarnished, and it puts you off that having the confidence to go forward because of what other people are thinking or what they may think. That's another thing, we talk about this often with teenagers and kids. The opinions of others really can mould your choices and your actions and your reactions as well.
Yeah, stand tall in your own power.
Absolutely. So you pull those undies up is all I can say. To the point you get like or as Harry likes to say.
So there's some interesting reading material around here. I've got a bit of a reading list.
Oh yeah.
Martin Seligman wrote a wonderful book called Flourish, A Visionary New Understanding of Happiness and Wellbeing.
Yep.
And there was another guy who wrote a book, Southwick and Cherney wrote a book called Resilience, The Science of Mastering Life's Great Challenges.
Right.
There'd be a couple that I'd recommend.
Yeah, cool.
Seligman's very readable. Yeah.
And you know what I'd recommend? I just saw one in the cupboard here.
Right.
What is it? Oh, what's that? It's my journal. That helps you be.
Oh, yes. That's right.
A 30-day journal. Very easy.
Very good. Very good. I love it.
You're teaching me, Harry. You're teaching me how to get up there.
Have you got an AO print of that?
Would show what?
An AO print of that?
I've got a PDF that's downloadable. Is that what you mean?
You could take it down to Officeworks and get it printed up AO.
Oh, yes, we're on the same page here. I'm doing an AO.
And you could pin it up behind you.
Yeah, well, I could put that on the AO that I'm doing for the workshop next week.
You could.
Yeah, good one.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I will do that. Good one. Add it to my list. Excellent.
Good.
All righty. Well, really enjoy this topic. I think, you just have to, first of all, though, build up the awareness of, yourself, within yourself, how you act, how you choose, how you think, how you feel, and how you choose to act and react to situations. And then the more you become aware of that, the more you can step into owning your own life and decisions and become more resilient, because you can't be resilient when you're not aware of how you're behaving.
Oh, I should end up like this.
Yeah, good one, Harry. Well, you got a little task this afternoon with your glue.
A little bit of super glue or something.
Okay, yeah. King Kong or whatever it is.
All right, Sally. I'll see you next week.
Yes, well, there's a special occasion next week, that's for sure. Woohoo! Could be a happy birthday.
Possibly.
They say it's your birthday. That one, Gary. All right, beautiful.
All right.
See you then. Bye.
See you next week. Bye then.